Realest one, what's going on? What's going on? Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm. You know what, man? I am such a firm believer that if more people in this world came to that simple understanding of no, you cannot just run up on people whenever you want to. No, you cannot just cross these type of lines with any and everybody. And no, you couldn't and you shouldn't want to ever underestimate folk or the situation at hand. And I'm willing to bet my dollars and cents that when this girl came to her senses, when it was all said and done, she realized that. And in fact, she could be traumatized to even look at another drive through spot. That's how bad they put a beat down on this girl. Now, I don't condone violence. My thing is, if you can avoid it, if you cannot get into a situation, avoid it. But it's bigger than that, you understand? Because we're talking about self defense. It did not have to go to where it went to in this clip. You understand? It's one of them situations where somebody felt confident in their abilities and they decided to put it to a test. They didn't think about any repercussions or consequences, and they opened that door that they could not come back from. So, what we got here is a situation where you got another Karen that's acting crazy, right? At least that's how they labeled the video. But really, it's bigger than ethnicity. It's bigger than, black, Caucasian. I feel like anybody with the type of mindset this girl had could definitely see this video and look at things differently. Everybody's a gangster until they run into another gangster. That's as best as I could put it. Understand? So how the video starts off, I don't know if these girls had history or anything, any prior history, because it just got way too personal. You understand? It seemed like there was already like something there that sparked it. They was already into it when the video came on, when the clip came on. By the way, why do I feel like the person who worked there, one of the people who worked there is the one that leaked this video on the internet? Well, I just feel like that. The video caught everything on camera and it went down indeed. It definitely went down. She ain't gonna ever be able to live that down. But there's a little bit of verbiage going on like at first. You can see the chick in the first car yelling at the car behind her. She's got her arm out like this and stuff like that. And you don't see any movement from the other car, but then boom, she gets out and she starts walking towards old girl, right? And she got pep in her step. She got purpose in mind. You know what I'm saying? She got intentions in mind. And the other girl, she just sitting there looking at her. I don't know what she was thinking. When you see somebody power walking to your ass like that, that means you stand your ass up and get ready for what's to come. They're coming at you for a reason. You understand? She almost caught her lacking. She almost caught her lacking. But see, that's when the story takes a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a twist, if you will. Because I guarantee you, if the girl who got out the car would have known what she found out, she would have never gotten out the car in the first place. Now, what she didn't know is that there was another chick who was on the passenger side, right? She gets out the car. She comes into the view of the camera and she got a little size on her too. It's kind of a big girl. When you see that, you already know what's about to go down. What you think happened next? She come over there, she help her homie, her sister, whoever it is to her, and when I say they put the beats on her, when I say they put the brakes on her, no pun intended. You understand me? It got very dark, like very quick. It got nasty. They went from the car to the middle of the street in between the two cars. It got so bad that the woman at the drive-through window with her phone in her hand, she didn't know what to do. She came out because she probably said, "Oh Lord, they getting ready to kill this girl. Let me try to see what I can do." Which to no avail because they wasn't gonna stop. At that point, they had their mind made up. It was one of them situations where it's like, okay, you started it, so I'm damn sure gonna finish it. And they did not stop until this girl was motionless in the street. And you also see some dude like on the left side of the camera, I'm thinking one of two things if I had to guess. Number one, either it was some random person who's trying to get a close up of the situation, because you know this is the era of pull your phone out and record. Maybe he's trying to get a little recording, you know what I'm saying? Because if you watch, I'm gonna put the link to the video in the description. You'll see for yourself there's two versions of the fight that are, tied together. At the end, they give a little close up and it's sound. You know what I mean? Majority of it there's no sound, but you can tell somebody was right there filming it, and I'm thinking that person was the one who filmed it. Now, number two, maybe that was one of the girl's boyfriends, and he got out to basically tell the girl who came from behind the glass, nah, let them handle their business. Did you see what happened out here? She came power walking like she was on some thug shit. Let her get thugged out. She won't be a thug. This is what thugs do. So long story short, they handle this girl, mishandle her, and then they get in the car and they take off. Now, as you would figure, the comments was wilding out. I skimmed through the comments real quick, right? And for the most part, people are all agreeing that, I mean, she ran up and she got done up. There's not really anything else to say. You understand? It was just one of them situations where it's like you open that door. Listen, you knock on the devil door long enough, that motherfucker gonna answer. You understand me? So there wasn't too many people that was feeling sorry for the end result of that situation. But there was one person who painted the picture a different way. And I can understand where she's coming from, but wasn't nobody really trying to hear it. But what she was saying was, and then they crying in the courtroom when they get 20 years in prison. People got to stop letting emotions rule for someone that started this with them, right? So other people chime in. Somebody says, crying for what? That lame lady asked for it. She started it. The lady responds again. I said they will be crying in the courtroom. They are on camera kicking this woman head into the cement. Do you really think the DA, judge, or jury will let them go if old girl that started it died? That is what I'm saying. But to keep kicking after the girl is down is excessive, and it's an emotional response that won't do them a lick of good, right? Somebody else chimes in. It's called self defense, right? And then it said, maybe, just maybe, she shouldn't have ran up and started hitting someone in their car, not knowing what it would bring. Wasn't nothing excessive. No weapons were used, right? And then the girl says, self defense when the girl approached, not after the girl stopped fighting. They both kicked her in the head after she stopped. That would be a murder charge, right? I understand where she's coming from. She's basically saying that self defense is completely different than what actually happened. I don't know. Y'all give y'all opinions on that. I understand what her whole point is, because there are some situations where a person is retaliating, but it doesn't stop there and it turns into something else altogether, right? Technically, self defense is supposed to be when a person reacts to someone trying to harm them, trying to, cause them physical harm or whatever the case, and they're able to stop it. And then that's the end of the situation. That's it. They reacted, they defended themselves, boom, that's it. End the situation. But this situation here, I'm not gonna lie, because they did not stop at all. They made sure that this girl learned a lesson. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really feel bad for it. I don't feel bad. I don't condone anybody putting hands on anybody, but that's just it. I don't condone anybody putting hands on anybody, but I damn sure condone self defense. Look here, not putting our hands on other people. We was taught that as kids, bro. And we got a different punishment at that time. So as adults, when we decide to put our hands on other people, it's a completely different punishment. People forget there are repercussions and consequences to our actions. You can break your whole leg and ankle when you try to cross certain lines with some people. Not everybody is the walking away type. You know, you can be a gangster all you want, but there's always going to be somebody more gangster than you. You take it here and they take it way over there. They take it way further. Another thing people were like kind of like going back and forth about was the fact that the girl had gotten jumped. It started out as a one-on-one, but but it ended completely different. Now, here's my thing, right? I've never condoned the jumping thing, but I also know that you have to be a fool your damn self if you think you're going to run up on somebody and attack them while they're with family or friends. Now, of course, the girl didn't know that there was somebody accompanying her, but maybe she would have known if she wouldn't have been so arrogant and big bad almighty, and she would have actually assessed the situation before she ran up like she was gangster. like she was really about that life or something. At that point, it's no longer about what's fair and what's unfair. At that point, she no longer owes you the one-on-one. We fighting to survive. We fighting to make it home now. All rules out the window now. But see, you have to be prepared for that when you take it to that level. You push somebody, be prepared for the punch. You punch somebody, be prepared for them to pull out a weapon. When you pull out a weapon on somebody, be prepared for them to hit you with their damn car. All is fair in war. You know what I'm talking about? Because it didn't even have to go like that. I'm sure that when old girl come to her senses, I'll bet every dollar, cent, and piece of lint in my pocket that she'll never run up on somebody's car ever again in her damn life. In fact, this girl might even be traumatized of even looking at another drive-through spot again, fam. That's how bad they put it on her. So to the people that say nobody deserves to be handled like that, I say no one should put themselves in the position to be handled like that. It's quite simple to me. Nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. But of course, y'all can leave your own comments, thoughts, opinions. And like I say, man, I'm going to leave the link to this video in the description so y'all can check it out yourself if y'all choose to. You know what I'm saying? Come back, leave a comment, let me know what y'all think, because I'm open to other perspectives. Understand? And I really do understand what old girl in the comments was trying to say. She was just saying that just because these girls were retaliating doesn't mean that there wasn't a slight chance they could have took it to a point where they would end up being the ones to face the whole brunt of the situation, because it is possible. It does play out like that sometimes. So I understand it. But then again, when somebody run up on you and put their hands on you while you sitting in your car, ain't nobody really thinking about all that. You know what I'm saying? But realest one, man. I'm gone.